Kina? Marie Nolette said, her head lifted like a deer sniffing the air. Hear that? Her voice was soft. Most people wouldn't have heard her speak, since hooves and wagon wheels clattered on the cobblestones of Broadway. Dozens of people were talking as they passed along the sidewalk. It was a busy Saturday morning in front of the hotel, where she and Louis were carefully placing their ash-splint baskets on display. Louis Nolette, though, was used to paying attention to his mother's quiet voice. "Aye-yup," he replied. How could he not have heard that deep rumble? It was 100 times louder than the wheels of a heavy wagon over the plank road that led out of town toward their camp north of the village. It came not from nearby, nor from the earth, but from above. It was the distant voice of Bidagi, the ancient thunder being. In the stories of long ago, before the coming of the white men, Bidagi's arrows of lightning destroyed the monsters that threatened his people. But Louis knew that what his mother had said was not just about hearing the thunder. It was about its meaning. Far-off thunder might mean danger was near. The deep rumble came again. It touched something inside the broad-shouldered boy as he stood there, muscular arms full of the baskets they'd made. Old Bidagi was walking the sky somewhere above the Kaidaros range to the north of the town. Maybe he was looking down now from the clouds over the swamps by Ireland Vlai, where Louis had found the black ash trees for these baskets. Papa, Louis thought, you taught me well. I have not forgotten one bit. I know how to find the right trees, how to thank them properly before cutting them. I remember how to use the heavy club to pound along the peeled ash trunk as it is on the ground. Tunk, tunk, tunk. Tunk, tunk, tunk. 2 strikes forward, then 1 back. My arms have grown stronger doing this work. To do it right, you had to move slowly down the length of the peeled log, breaking the fibers in between the seasonal ring so that the withes would lift up to be pulled free. Thin rings were laid down in times of drought, thicker ones in seasons when the rains were good and steady. Louis nodded. Spring thunder is also a good sound. Rain's coming. Soon everything will turn green and grow in the moons of planting and hoeing that lay ahead. Maybe in this year of our Lord, 1864, me and Umer will earn enough to buy a few acres. There was a chance of that. They had been making a little more money this spring, not just from their baskets, but also from his mother's doctoring and birthing. They'd only been camping in the area for 3 months, but word had spread about Aunt Marie, the Abenaki doctoress. Country folk hereabouts had learned that Marie Nolette was the best to call upon for certain things, especially the way she understood what to do when a mother's time came to bring her child into the light of day. Not only that, Umer, she knows when the need for her is great. She shows up at the door of some farm far from town just when some frantic husband he is about to send for help. More often than not these days, though, it was a worried mother-in-law and not a husband. So many men were off to war, lonely wives having babies who might never see their fathers' faces. Louis quickly turned his thoughts away from children whose fathers were gone. Umer, she is a healer as well. It didn't matter if it was a broken limb, or a burn, or even one of those deep wounds that so often happened to people when they were doing farm work around plows and pitchforks and scythes. Or if someone had a deep hacking cough, she would know what tea to make. From the needles of the white pine, perhaps, to clear away catarrh. Aunt Marie, everyone said, held the way to treat just about every injury or ailment one could imagine, short of bringing a person back from the dead.